Okay, this is gonna be a good one today, okay? If you have short hair especially, you are gonna wanna stick around for this one because I'm gonna show you how to get rid of the dreaded triangle that we can often get with our hair. A lot of it has to do with the haircut, but I'm also going to show you how to style it so that you don't get that triangle effect with your hair. So let me show you a picture so you can kind of see what we're gonna be aiming to achieve today. Let me see if I can find a picture. I hope I have a picture of this. Okay, well this isn't, these are all from the side. I did not come prepared with this. I'm sorry, I should have had a photo like ready to go. But in the meantime, oh, here we go. Nope, that's not it either. Well, this is somewhat it. This isn't messy, but this is kind of the look that we're gonna be going for today. And if you look closely, right, so on the side that I have my nose ring in this picture, do you see the hair that's kind of falling by my face right here? If you really look closely, you'll see there's a different curl pattern going on with that hair. So all you need is one tool, flat iron, okay? Flat iron specifically with titanium plates, it really does make a huge difference, and I'm just now figuring that out after being in the salon world for 12, 13 years. I'm like, oh, titanium plates really make a huge difference in how your hair curls. But all you need is a flat iron. You need some clips. I love these alligator clips. They grip onto the hair really nice. And some texture spray, okay? But I'm gonna show you how to achieve this look so that you don't get that dreaded triangle shape going on with your hair, but you still get like a really loose, effortless beachy wave. I will say, with this curl in particular, this is later on in the day. So when I first do my hair this way, it's a lot curlier at first. And then as the day wears on, it loosens up a bit to where you get more of that effortless look. But the point with using a titanium plated flat iron is this will last 4 days. Like, I swear by this method of curling your hair because your curls last 4 days. So, okay, I'm gonna stop sharing it. Hello, welcome back. You guys, if I missed any of your questions, please throw them in. Where are y'all tuning in from? Hi, the brand of flat iron, this is a babyless or a babyless. I really don't know which way you're supposed to pronounce it, but I have had this flat iron since I worked in a salon. I quit working in a salon about 6 years ago, so this sucker has lasted me forever, and it's so good. I have it linked in my Amazon storefront, so you can head to the link in my bio to check it out. It is well worth the investment, okay? So I want to break down a flat iron just really quick for you guys because not all flat irons are made the same, all right? So if you are particularly, let's try that again. If you are particularly looking to curl your hair with a flat iron, here's what you need to look out for. You need to make sure that these plates are rounded. Do you see how when you're looking at like all sides of this flat iron, it's rounded and it's not square? Like, it's almost the shape of a curling iron. That is like numero uno, the thing you need to look for in a flat iron, okay? That it's rounded. If you really do plan on, it looked like this plate was popping off at first. I'm like, what's going on? But if you plan to curl, look for that. Second, the titanium plates. When I use a curling iron, you guys, if you've been around here for a hot minute, you've seen me in tutorials. I use my $12 Conair curling iron. Like, it's just lasted forever as well. But what I've noticed with those curls, they're basically gone the next day. Even though I put my hair up, at night I put my hair up in like a little top ponytail up here to keep the curls intact. I do that no matter what tool I use to curl my hair. But when I use that cheapy curling iron, my curls are gone like overnight. When I curl my hair with this, I used to think it was because it was a flat iron, which maybe there is something to that, but it dawned on me that the plates are titanium. And I'm like, I think that actually is why. My curls last 4 days, like days upon days, as long as I put it in a little ponytail at night while I sleep, because I'm a crazy sleeper. Then the third thing when trying to find a flat iron, is the temperature gauge. Make sure that you can adjust the temperature. This one you can kind of see in here, it allows me to have a few different adjustments right here. I keep mine at about 380. Rarely do I go hotter than that, unless I'm maybe trying to get a really sleek straightening effect to my hair. But you want to make sure that you can adjust your temperature. Keep in mind, I have very thick hair, like medium texture, high density. There's a lot of hair there, and so I can go a little bit hotter with my curling iron. If you have finer hair, you need to turn the temperature down so that you don't damage your hair. Oh, my eyebrows look amazing. Well, thank you, girl. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything else here, and I'm gonna get all caught up. I do use a brow gel for my eyebrows. So it's from Benefit. I have this linked in my bio as well, like my must-have brow products, and there's just 2 of them, but I love Benefit's products. And it's a brow gel first, and then I just go in with like a little light pencil and fill it in. They look different every day because I can't do them the same every day. So some days it's a good brow day, other days we don't want anybody seeing those up close. But okay, so this is going to be key. If you guys are just tuning in, hi. Thank you so much for being on here live. I put a poll in my stories yesterday. I'm like, what do you guys want to see? Like nice, sleek, straight, or do you want to see curly? And the heavy vote was to see it curly. So I figured I've shown this method a few times on my page, but I feel like each time that I myself practice it, it gets better and better, and I can learn like how to better teach you guys how to do what I'm about to show you. But this really comes in handy if you have short hair. And when you're dealing with short hair, you get that dreaded like bell shape with your hair. Like, give me some hearts if you know what I'm talking about, where your hair goes like this when you're styling it and when you're curling it, and you kind of get that like Shirley Temple effect where you're like, I did not want my hair this curly. Like, who's ever been there? You just want this like really effortless beachy wave, and this is not happening. The key to that is, 1, a good haircut. A haircut can make all the difference, because if your hairstylist is leaving too much bulk down here, it's only just going to add to that effect of having your hair going like this. So make sure that if you do have like thicker hair, a lot of hair, have them go in and like do some internal texturizing, whether that's with texture shears. My hairstylist like rarely uses actual texture shears. He does the texturizing with just regular scissors. You'll see in a lot of his videos, he pulls the hair out and then he goes in and he does this texturing technique, and that helps take bulk out of the ends through here. So when you're going to get your hair cut and you feel like you have thick hair or you have a lot of hair, ask your hairstylist if they can do something like that around the ends, especially if you have short hair, because it really does make a big difference. Second to that is all in how you style it. So when you want to curl it this way, instead of curling this bottom layer, we're actually going to give it more of a wave. And I get asked this a lot, like, can I just use one of those waver tools? You totally can. And when you're learning how to do this, that tool makes it a lot easier, but you don't have as much control over it, meaning like you clamp it down and then maybe your hair is not long enough to do another clamp, so you either have to like clamp the very end all weird and like some of it's sticking out, some of it's kind of going in, and it gets all funky down there, or like you've got this big gap where it's just straight. You just don't have much control over that versus using a flat iron. And I've been trying this method for a while because I'm like, I just can't seem to like nail it. And this last time I feel like I finally was like, okay, that was key in how I did this, okay? So you want to, if you noticed, I took my first section right at about my temples. That is because I do have an undercut underneath my hair here. You can see it. It's not an undercut where it's shaved. But you can see I have a really crazy hairline under here, and so we cut it shorter so that my hair lays better over it. So you can see like it's a pretty significant amount shorter. I'm trying to like find a piece to show you guys. It's like a good inch shorter than the rest of my hair. So that, because of that, I don't need to do anything with this hair down here because it's just so short you won't even see it. So that's why I start up higher. Okay, and you're going to take your first section. You can see my section is, I mean, you can really go as wide as the flat iron is, but I kind of usually take sections about that width. And you're going to start at the top by going up, and then you kind of go down, and then I go up again. And it gives this, you can kind of see it from the side, it gives this wavy technique. So let me show you guys again. And you want to make sure, this is like super key in all of this, is that you have really, really light pressure. You don't want to be like grabbing it and like pinching this really hard and like pulling and like being aggressive with it. I have watched my hairstylist do this a million times. He is so soft with it that like I can't even feel the flat iron on my hair. So you want to really make sure your tension is very light. Like you barely want to be pressing down the plates, and then you want to barely move it, but you want to make sure, with my length of hair, I can do about 3. Okay, so you'll want to go based off of kind of the length of your hair. Mine sits like just above my shoulder, but I always go this way. So what would that be? I always go up when I'm right up here against my new growth, because it's creating volume. See how it pushed that hair out? That's creating natural volume right here at my root. And then I can come in with the wave, and then I finish off the bottom where it just nicely, very slightly, very subtly just comes in a little bit. All right, so the tension of your hair is everything when it comes to this particular style, because you can easily get kinks in the hair, and we don't want that. So go up, and again, your tension's very gentle, and then you just come down with it. And it gives a very, very subtle wave. It does not need to be this dramatic wave for this particular hairstyle. And then when you get to the back, honestly, I can't see the back, so I don't really like pay super close attention back here, because I can't see it. So that just ends up looking like whatever back there, but it's on the bottom anyways, so it's like meh, you know. Okay, so you'll get a better view of it over here. Then we're gonna come down and then very gently go in with that. All right, I'm gonna try and turn so you guys can see exactly what this looks like, okay? So you're gonna go up, come down, and then end going in like that. And it just creates like a very, very soft wave. If you want the wave to be deeper, you can go over it again and then be more dramatic with, see how that made it like even more pronounced? Because I went up and I turned, I like really over directed my curling iron, and then I really over directed it again, and then I curved it in and that gives it more of a distinct wave, versus if you want it looser, then you just barely kind of turn it. So if you want like a loose wave, maybe this, you can kind of see the difference. They're pretty similar, but see this wave, actually I'll show you on the next section. We're gonna take this hair down. Okay, notice too, I have my hair parted in the middle. I always curl my hair in the middle because I flip my partings around a lot. Sometimes I keep my hair parted in the middle. It's very rare, but most of the time it's getting flipped to the side. So I always curl my hair off of my middle part. So if we want like a very subtle wave, you're barely going to over direct your curling iron. Okay, that gives a very subtle wave. If you want a more distinct wave in your curl, you're going to over direct the curling iron, like way overextend it, and it gives you a more bouncier wave. Can you guys see that difference a little bit there? So I want to have kind of a happy medium. So I did that. That's about what I want the wave underneath to look like. I want it very subtle. What this is doing is it's giving your hair on the bottom texture so that it's not completely straight. That one got a little kinked. That way it's not completely straight, so when I go to do the different curling pattern up here, you'll see why and how it kind of all comes together. So I typically, with my length of hair, my thickness of hair, I will do 2 layers worth of curling my hair this way. Okay. And again, it does not need to be perfect because it's underneath. The point is you're doing this to give your hair texture for when you go to curl it on top with that kind of effortless, beachier wave. But like I said, a key factor in all of this is the tension that you put on your hair. So meaning, are you like holding this really tight? Are you clamping your flat iron and like really pinching those together? You don't want to have a super heavy tension on those 2 things. So you just kind of go in very gently, clamp down, and just keep it nice and, see that? Pretty, right? So that's giving that. I'm going to actually do this side one more time. There we go. And it's all in how much you're over directing that hair as well. Okay, so this is how it will look on the bottom. You've got it kind of pulling your new growth up to help with volume, but then you've got this kind of textured style underneath. Now, this is where the fun happens. This is the really pretty layer that we all see. So I'm gonna put one more small layer in a little clippy. Get that out of the way. All right, so now we're gonna change our curling style to just like your basic flat iron curl. So you're gonna start at the top and you're gonna start to twist, but you're also pulling down at the same time. Okay, so you get this like really pretty curl. I always try to end the bottom to where it goes away from my face just very lightly versus being stick straight. Then the next one, we're gonna curl towards our face. So you're gonna start at the top, clamp down, start to turn. I'll grab the tip of the flat iron and give it like one twist. That one got a little tight on me, so I just run my curling iron over it to straighten it out just a little bit. Okay, now this next layer is going to go away from my face again. So give it one turn, just like that. Okay, nice and subtle. This is always fun when you try to find like what hair has been curled and what hasn't. This one we're gonna do the same direction just because it's at the back of my head. Okay, move over here. Whoops. All right. Away from the face, give it one turn, and then curl down. This one, there we go. Once I find the pieces that haven't been curled, this one's gonna go towards my face. Oops, we got a little wave in there. That's right. And then this front, again, watch closely. You're gonna start at the root, start to turn it, and then glide it down. So if you've ever wondered how to kind of achieve flat iron curls, that one got a little curly on me, so I'm gonna run over it with my flat iron just to, if you feel like pieces get too curly on you, just run your flat iron over it and it can kind of help loosen them up a bit. All right, last layer here. And then I'll show you what really kind of elevates the curls with some product. So here I do have a little bit of bang. So I bring that forward and I kind of over direct and very gently. See how that one doesn't have much of a curl to it? I just like very slightly curled that to the side. This side, since I typically part my hair from here over, I will continue to alternate the way that I curl these pieces, just because once they're on this side of my head, I want them going all sorts of different ways. If I were to curl all of these away from my face when I go to flip the hair over, ooh, that was burning my leg. When I go to flip the hair over, then they'd all be curling towards my face, and I don't want that. So this one got a little curly on me again too. So we're just gonna soften that a little bit. We'll do these last two sections. Okay. Oh, I guess we have two more sections. Now we have two more sections. Do you guys have any questions? Lives are so fun because you can ask questions, get an answer right away, go try it at home. Tag me if you guys ever try these hairstyles. I love to see how you recreate them. Okay, I'm going to change that one just a little bit. There we go. All right, now for this side though, since this side rarely ever gets flipped to the other side, and this is also a side that really struggles to curl, I go all the same direction and I like really have to curl these because they struggle to stay curly for whatever reason. I don't know what it is about this side. It just hates to curl. Okay. There's not many left on here. Yes, this totally works for long hair. That's a really good question. If you're finding your hair doesn't hold a curl like it used to with your longer locks. So kind of at the beginning, I don't know if you were here in the beginning, but I kind of went over when it comes to curling irons or flat irons, it's really important to find a tool that has titanium plates. So I don't know if you're using a curling iron that has those in it, but it really, really makes the world of a difference having titanium plates. The curls really do last a lot longer. So that's huge. But I would try this technique of having the waves on the bottom and then you've got the curls on the top. It just, look, you guys can already see the structure before I go in. I'm letting this all cool down before I touch it. I know it's so hard to not want to like run your fingers through it, but you want to make sure that these curls cool down first. So can you see though how I don't have this like triangle shape where there's like no volume here and then it's just like fullness and like too much hair all through here? That's what we're trying to avoid. So that's what doing those waves on the bottom really helps with, that bulkiness. But if you have longer hair, I think it gives like really fun texture throughout the hairstyle so that it's not the same curls throughout. But yeah, this will totally work on long hair. And if anything, make sure you either have a flat iron or a curling iron that has those titanium plates. The brand of flat iron is the Babyliss. It's kind of worn off, the name of it. I have it linked in my Amazon storefront, but it's the Babyliss Pro Prima 3100, and it's the 1 inch is the size that it is. Best flat iron ever. Ever. In the very beginning of this live, I actually went over like things that I like to look for in a flat iron, so definitely go back and watch the replay on that for sure. Okay, this is all cooled down, so now this is the fun part. We can like go through and loosen these curls and start to give it a style. And this is where I go in and I will flip it over. And this right here is also why I curl it based off of, you can see I have a cowlick right here. That's just my natural part. And because of that, I think it, sometimes it helps get like a nice cute flip in the front, and sometimes it really affects it. But I will forever be a side part girly. I love having my hair to the side. I just do. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was born in the 90s. That was still when like 80s hair was in, right? First thing I do, I like to take, this is a volumizing powder. This is from my friends over at Clay. 2 of my really good friends. They started up a hair company, and they actually have some really awesome products there. So I like to put this right at the root, and what's really cool about this is you can switch the direction that it goes. So when I'm on this side of my hair, it's like mechanically more effective when you're trying to apply this on your own hair to get the exact angle that you need. And then when you switch sides, same thing. You can flip it so that you're not like trying to overstretch your wrists to like get all these angles and stuff. But I like to put this at my root. This also kind of doubles as a dry shampoo, which is awesome. My hair doesn't get as greasy as quickly, things like that. And so I'll just kind of go all around my root area with that and really work it in. And this is what kind of helps start to give it that just really messy, you know, when you're going for pictures and you just want it to look like effortless, right? And it's okay that this has waves to it, because it kind of just, to me, it kind of just goes with it. Like there's just different textures going on with the hair. I almost feel like this is actually parting better this way. Who would have thought? So we'll try and figure it out on this side. This is usually my go-to side, but maybe it just doesn't want to part over here today. Who knows? All right. Now we're going to go in with some hairspray. Texture spray. I forgot to bring over hairspray. My hair is like itching my face. My goodness. I love this stuff. This is from Aquage. I also have this linked in my bio. This is a spray wax, volume and definition. Don't let the word wax freak you out. It does not feel like wax. It's just a really good texture spray. So I will go in and just spray this all over the ends. It does have like a hairspray effect to it. So like once you spray it, it really does start to stay in place. So make sure when you go to spray it, that's kind of like where you want it because it does have a kind of a hairspray effect to it. Sometimes I will go in with a tool called a Volum. It gives a lot of volume right here at the root. But lately I just, between the shampoo that I use and then the prep products that I use when my hair's wet before I dry it, since using some of those things, like, I just feel like I don't need even more volume because those products do enough without needing that volume necessarily every time. There's some days where I'm like, I need more up here, and it just helps give like your root some lift up here. But the less you do, the more effortless it will look, I like to think. But so yeah, by doing that technique, it just really helps this not get huge down here, but it kind of stays uniformed at the same time. So by putting those waves under here and then having regular curl at the top, it just gives a more uniformed look without feeling like, I've noticed when it gets too curly around here, it diminishes the volume that you might have up here because it just feels like so much through here. So this really allows it to look a little more even. Does that make sense? Will these products help? Oh, there's your other comment. I'm like, will these products help with what? With humidity when your hair... Honestly, yes. There are, though, I think even Kevin Murphy has like an anti-humidity spray. That would be a must if you live in a place that's humid. I live in a place that's very, very dry. So I don't know how people are hairstylists in humid places. I just would be like so frustrated. But they do have sprays out there that are like anti-humidity. You'll want to make sure to really have something like that because that's going to help combat what the humidity is trying to do. But then 100%, I take this on vacation with me. We just went to Florida over the summer. I brought this with me and my hair did just fine. But I also have very straight hair, so if you tend to have curly hair and you're trying to keep it straight, that I don't know, if I'm being totally honest. But anti-humidity sprays help a ton. I think you can even get like treatments done at a salon. If you know you're going somewhere humid, they can give you like a special treatment for that too to help. But okay, thank you guys for being on here. If you have any more questions, feel free. You can always just direct message me and we can chat over there about all the things. But I will make sure to have this up as a replay soon so that you can go back, and I'll make like a capability to comment on this to get links to everything that I showed you to make it easier. Otherwise, you can find everything through my link in bio, through my shop, my Amazon, all the things. Everything is in there. I try to keep up with the latest things to link for you guys to make it easier. But thank you guys for being on here. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Bye.